Google hates seeing repeated content. I'm not talking about the infamous duplicate content penalty where you do a big copy-paste job from one page to another or from a different website to another. I'm talking about trying to jam keywords into your SEO tags, into the page templates on your website, or into the image alt tags. Google will simply start to ignore them. Let's look at a few examples. Let's start with SEO titles. This is a clear example where all the SEO titles on this website end with the exact same suffix: portrait photographer Gregory Heisler. This is a clear case of leaving the defaults in place. Usually that's the name of the page, then a separator, then the name of the website. Whenever you do that intentionally to try to rank for the phrase portrait photographer in this case, Google knows you're actively trying to pursue that phrase, those keywords, and it might start ignoring it. Here's another example from quite a famous photographer, and you can see again that the entire name of the website gets appended to every single SEO title on this website, clearly going beyond the character limits for it. So all the SEO titles get truncated in Google. This is another scenario. Many platforms do this. If you're using WordPress, for example, in the Yoast plugin, this is the default. For pages, you can see that Yoast uses the title of the page, the number of the page in case there is one, then the separator, which you can define in the settings. Usually it's either a dash or a pipe character, a vertical line, and then the site title. This site title is taken from settings general in WordPress, which would be here. So if this is a place where you try to enter a phrase that you want to rank for, then it will show up everywhere in your SEO tags. The ideal scenario and what action you should take instead of exploiting this is just to go to pages and try to edit every single page on your website. And just edit the snippet and remove these default elements and just type something custom here. Each and every single page should have a unique SEO title, and the same thing applies with the meta description. Instead of using those boilerplate, those templates that come with a website by default. This is a good example of what you can do. The homepage starts with the most relevant words, the specialty. Notice that the SEO title doesn't include the brand name, which is Swirltography, because there's really no need to do that. There's no need to waste the very limited text space you have here for the SEO title just to try to rank for the brand name. Whenever people would search for your site name or for your personal name, if that's the case for you, you're bound to show up at the top of Google search results anyway. So why not take advantage of the SEO titles to write the keywords that could actually help you get more organic traffic? That means specifying your specialty and maybe your location, like in this case. And you can also see that some pages do have the brand name added as a suffix, but it's just one word. It's not 3 or 4 words there to try to rank for them. And all of the SEO titles are unique. They're custom written for each and every single page. And the same thing goes with the meta descriptions. Here's another example. This website actually doesn't use any exact same suffix at the end of the SEO titles at all. All of the pages have custom titles. They could still be improved because some of them are too long. You can see that Google truncates them because they don't fit. But other than that, it's a good job of making the SEO titles as unique as possible. Besides the SEO titles and the meta descriptions, you could also do the bad thing of including a very keyword-rich text into the footer on your website in an attempt to make that text be present throughout your website on every single page. Here's an Italian wedding photography website, and in the footer, in one of the columns, there's this text here which is clearly just an attempt to try to rank for the city and the specialty and various other keywords. Google will see this exact same text on tens or however many pages the website has, and it knows it's an SEO attempt, and it will simply start to ignore that. What should you have in the footer? Why not just keep it simple? Just your location, maybe some clickable contact information, your social media profile links, and that's it. This is not the place to try to take advantage, to try to game the system. You won't be fooling Google with such attempts. Another place where photographers repeat content is in the alt tags. It's just a copy-paste job where you don't add any alt tags at all. They're empty, or you do, but they're just, again, the exact same text for multiple images, trying to rank for those keywords. Google will just know it's an SEO attempt. Instead of this, what do you feel about customizing and making the alt tags unique? They would look like this. It's obvious to see how this text would be so much more valuable for your potential clients searching for such images, and for Google to know that you have this type of content on your website. This type of mistake, having duplicate content, and many others are listed in an article on my website. You can check it out. I called it Dinosaur SEO Tactics, stuff that you shouldn't do these days. The common thread between all of them, and whenever you have doubts, whenever you're not clear on what you should do when writing these SEO tags, is to make the parallel with being at a dinner table with some friends and talking to them. If one of your friends would mention every 2 minutes that they're a famous, let's say, family photographer, whenever, instead of saying me or I, they would just say famous family photographer in New York, after a few minutes, you'd just start to get annoyed, and you'd ignore that text. It would present no further value to you once you heard it once or twice. And if that person kept doing it, you'd start to feel annoyed. You'd think they're obnoxious, and you might even not invite them again to the dinner party. Think of Google trying to do the same thing. They're trying to provide valuable and relevant information, quality websites to their users, to searchers. So that's where writing unique content for each page, for each tag, for each alt tag comes into play. You're providing more value, it's fresh content, it's unique. It's one way to step your SEO game and try to outrank your competition. Hope this was useful. Bye.